Thank you for watching Why I Killed You TV. Please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share this particular video. So today we're going to be talking about an interesting case concerning Jennifer Gleadhill. Jennifer Gleadhill was 42 years old. She is a mother of 3, and she is being accused of murdering her husband. Her husband's name is Matthew Johnson, 51 years old. This was her husband. He was a respected member of the United States Military Special Operations Unit. So the sad thing about this entire case, the gentleman that Jennifer was having an affair with is now working with the police. His identity has not been disclosed as of yet, and that's where we stand right now to today. The individual approached law enforcement and claimed that Jennifer confessed to him how she went about shooting her husband while he was asleep. So Matthew Johnson, the husband, who's also a Utah National Guardsman, was last seen alive September the 20th, 2024 in the area of 3000 East and Fort Union Boulevard in Cottonwood Heights, Utah. He was reported missing 3 days later on September the 23rd, 2024 after failing to report to work, which everybody said that this was very, very highly uncharacteristic of Matthew. So Matthew has not been seen since September 2024. However, him and his wife have been talking about getting a divorce ever since July of the same year. By coincidence, on the very day that he was last seen, like I said, September 2024, him and his wife decided to go out and have drinks. They had drinks, they had a good time, had a little alcohol, came home, and that was the last day that he was ever seen alive. So what happened is August of 2024, she obtained a temporary order of protection against him, which was dismissed in September. Because remember, I told you, September the 20th was the last time that he was seen. So the order of protection, she tried to acquire that in August of 2024. That was dismissed. Again, on September the 18th, 2024, Jennifer texted her father requesting $13,000 by Friday, and the father sends her $1,000 via Venmo. On September the 21st, 2024, allegedly, Matthew is shot in the head while sleeping by Jennifer. So this is getting really, really weird as things progress, because September the 25th, 2024, his own colleagues are the ones who reported him missing because he did not show up to work, and they said this was highly, highly uncharacteristic of him. His own wife did not even report him missing until September the 28th, 2024, which is 3 days after his own co-workers reported him missing. So Jennifer didn't report him missing to the Cottonwood Heights Police Department until 3 days after his own co-workers did. So Jennifer is claiming that she was informed by her husband that he was going out of town for a week and not to bother him, do not contact him. This was her main reason for not telling authorities that he was missing. She didn't realize he was missing because she is claiming that Matthew told her, do not contact me. I'm going to be gone for a week. So this was her excuse. And this excuse really raised a red flag with the police. Also, phone records show that Jennifer never attempted to contact Matthew after September the 21st. That is another red flag that police were like, this is getting really strange. So, like I mentioned earlier, Jennifer is claiming that her and Matthew went out for dinner, had whiskey, had a good time. However, when they got home, neighbors are saying that there was a lot of loud noise over there at their property. They're saying there was like some type of physical confrontation going on over there with Jennifer and Matthew. So on September the 21st, an informant is telling the authorities that Jennifer shot Matthew while he was asleep, put his body in a storage container, slid it down the stairs, and put it in a minivan. So it's getting real strange now, because now Jennifer is allegedly involving her parents. On September the 24th, 2024, roughly about 11 p.m., both of the parents were seen at the property, at the home of Matthew and Jennifer, and people are saying that they saw them helping her clean up the crime scene. So like I said earlier, Matthew's own job are the people that, his own co-workers are the people that reported him missing, not Jennifer. Jennifer did not report him missing until September the 28th, which was 3 days later after his job reporting him missing. So Jennifer was arrested October the 2nd, 2024, and her parents were also arrested. Her parents' names are Thomas and Rosalie Gleadhill. Evidently Jennifer kept her maiden name. She did not take on the name of Matthew. She didn't take Matthew's last name, Matthew Johnson. So the parents were arrested, and also Jennifer was arrested for the alleged murder of Matthew Johnson. Now, before the arrest occurred, evidently Jennifer went over her lover's house September the 22nd. Remember, Matthew was killed supposedly September the 21st. So the 22nd, she went over her lover's house. I guess they had a little pillow talk, and she told her lover, allegedly, that she killed her husband. She shot and killed her husband. She talked about how she put him in a storage container, slid him down the stairs, and put him in a minivan. So while Jennifer was over the lover's house on September the 22nd, he noticed that she was a little fatigued. She was a little bruised up. He questioned her, and she said she was very tired from moving the body, and the bruises came from her physically moving the body on her own. There was also some audio surveillance tapes, and there was some text messages between Jennifer and her lover confirming that yes, Jennifer did kill Matthew Johnson. So Jennifer evidently was telling her lover that she killed the scumbag, and she's glad that he is gone. She allegedly started talking about Matthew in the past tense. That's another thing that the lover noticed. And another thing, she liked to call herself Queen of Hearts. Not really sure what that's all about, but that was Jennifer being Jennifer. So Jennifer has been running her mouth to her lover, turned informant. I don't know why Jennifer thought that he would go along with her, that she could tell him this horrific stuff and he was going to go along with her, because if he did, he would be sitting in prison as well. Okay, so she told the lover that she had smashed his phone and that she moved his car to another neighborhood different than where they lived at, and that she cleaned up the home with bleach to get rid of the evidence. She's doing a lot of pillow talk with this lover, telling this lover all kind of stuff, and the lover is recording her the whole time. There are lots of surveillance tapes, and there's lots of text messages between her and the lover concerning what happened to Matthew Johnson. So Jennifer is confiding in her lover, telling her lover she is not going to spend her life in prison for what she did to Matthew Johnson. She is alluding to the fact that she herself might be suicidal if she discovers she's going to have to spend some time in prison. After cleaning up the home and getting rid of the mattresses with the stains, Jennifer purchased some new mattresses, which once again heightened police as to what Jennifer was doing inside of that home concerning Matthew Johnson. So there was forensic evidence underneath the mattress where Jennifer and Matthew used to sleep. Underneath the mattress was the carpet. Evidently, blood dripped on the carpet, and it was noted that that blood was of Matthew Johnson. Also, they got into the bank accounts of not only Jennifer, but Jennifer's parents, and they noticed that there was some strange interactions going on, and there were several transactions where the parents, especially the mother, was wiring Jennifer money in order to purchase new mattresses for the home. So we can't talk about crime unless we talk about GPS. So this is another way where Jennifer got caught. Evidently, investigators utilized GPS data from Jennifer's own phone to trace her movements from the alleged murder. And also the data indicated that from her vehicle's location on September the 21st, 2024, that Jennifer traveled to a location where Matthew Johnson's truck was later discovered abandoned. So GPS tracked her going to the abandoned truck, okay? And then on September the 22nd, 2024, GPS records showed her traveling north to Davis County. During this time, the phone was turned off for several hours, suggesting an attempt to conceal her location. Further items found and disposed of in Davis County, authorities found a mattress and pillows wrapped in a rug, items believed to be from the couple's home, indicating efforts to dispose of evidence. So let's talk about Jennifer's charges. As of October the 15th, 2024, she is charged with first-degree felony murder, 5 counts of second-degree felony obstruction of justice, second-degree felony possession with the intent to distribute. I believe she had some mushrooms or something with her. Then third-degree felony desecration of a human body, and then third-degree felony witness tampering. So as of today, the body of Matthew Johnson has not been found. Due to the GPS data that they have, authorities believe that Jennifer buried his body in a shallow grave in Davis County, Utah, possibly near Farmington Bay. Based on the GPS data and the information from the informant, aka ex-lover of Jennifer, authorities believe that Jennifer buried Matthew's body in a shallow grave in Davis County, Utah, possibly near Farmington Bay. There are still ongoing searches. Law enforcement and volunteers, including members of the Utah National Guard, have conducted several searches in that area, but as of right now, the body remains undiscovered.
There's a lot of technology that can be used. There's ground penetrating radar. There's aerial and ultraviolet technologies. And essentially what you're looking for with those is heat being generated, and you can see indications of that. The problem with that in a rural area, obviously, is you're going to get a whole lot of hits. I mean, dead animals, all sorts of things like that generate types of heat that would be picked up on those technologies. Cadaver dogs are used a lot, and they're very effective. And I'm confident they're using all of those technologies. But there's really basic stuff you'd be doing too. Based on what I've read about this case, the defendant made some statements to an informant about burying this body. And if you had any kind of idea where you could sort of narrow down the location, I mean, it's one thing to say, I buried a body out in the West Desert. That's not helpful. If you have any kind of information that narrows that down, it's highly likely in a case like this, you'd be able to find just irregular ground, disturbances, things like that would indicate that a grave had been, that some digging had occurred there. It's very difficult to dig a grave large enough for a human body by yourself. And that's evidently what she's indicated she did. That's most often what's going to be called a disorganized crime scene, meaning that it's not something that someone wouldn't notice if they saw it. And that's probably what's going on here. So my guess is in this case, they're using all of those very high-end technologies, but they're also trying to just narrow it down from her statement, to get a smaller area to search.
1 month after Matthew Johnson was last seen in this Cottonwood Heights neighborhood, and more than 3 weeks after his wife, Jennifer Gledhill, was escorted out of the police department in handcuffs accused of his murder, came the latest stunning revelation.
This afternoon, the Cottonwood Heights Police Department Investigations Unit arrested Thomas and Rosalie Gledhill, who are the parents of Jennifer Gledhill.
Investigators told KSL as the parents' house stood quiet, the couple was being booked on suspicion of obstruction of justice. Police said the parents knew about the murder and helped to cover it up.
The cleaning of Jennifer Gledhill's house is the false statements that they have given to police officers when they were questioned and assisting with the purchase of a mattress.
According to jail booking documents, cell phone data showed Thomas Gledhill was in contact by phone with his daughter before and after she allegedly disposed of Johnson's body.
We're definitely in an area that we believe we may find him.
Though police have yet to locate the Special Forces Guardsmen, they said they were getting closer and urged the public to stay away from active search areas.
So we can find Matthew and keep his body intact.
They hate you. You're gonna die. I don't want to do this.